Good morning, everybody. I figured, well, the update 5.0 is out, and I didn't have that on the radar. I completely forgot about it. So I figured I'd make a quick video this morning before I'm going out, because it's going to be sunny today. Just go through the patch notes and let's see what has changed. Honestly, when I was looking at them last night, I thought I was looking at the wrong patch notes because some of these things sounded eerily familiar. But let's go through it from the very beginning. So there's a new game mode. It's not a mod. I'm pretty sure it's a mode, which is a 12v12. So that could get interesting, especially on some of the smaller maps. So I do hope that it's somewhat limited to the larger maps. There are some, like I think it's the Atlantic map, that have a lot of these small islands, which could actually benefit from having a couple more players on them. But 4 carriers, 2 on each side, that could get funny as well, especially for destroyers. So we'll see. The shipyard is rotating, so there is some stuff back in that if you want to have it. The Dunkerque, the Pocket Richelieu, it's not the most powerful tier 6 battleship by a long shot, but it's a fun little boat. Z39 I haven't actually played very much. I do have that ship, and I will give you a review at some point. I just have to get to it. Black Amagi, I can't remember. I think Amagi herself was pretty dreadful, but Lenin was okay. Lenin was pretty good, actually. I liked Lenin. Black Monarch, can't say. Kronstadt, not a fan. I don't like the battle cruiser, super cruiser sort of things, especially around tier 9. Somers is neat. It's not a bad destroyer. Ohio. Would you still want Ohio, given that Vermont is there for free? The thing about Ohio was that it had really big guns, but you can get Vermont for free, which has more very big guns, albeit a longer reload. And Colbert is just the Dakar meme machine sort of thing, but it's not the Smolensk, it doesn't have smoke or anything. So anything that I'm personally going to be getting, I don't know. I don't think I have the resources personally for anything. Lenin might be something I might pick up along the way. We'll see. Colbert might be fun, but I don't think I'll have the resources in my account. Ultra graphics settings. So this was actually something I was excited about. I said, hey, okay, ultra graphics option, and more details on screen, better light and shadow effects, and better overall visual quality. So I have tried it very briefly. And this might be device specific. So I have heard that for some people, I don't know, it didn't work on phones, it worked better on tablets, something like that. I honestly haven't noticed the difference. It doesn't seem to be increasing the load on my GPU on the phone. I've measured it, but I've seen a small difference in terms of lighting. Like in port, the ships seem to be a bit more washed out, but in battle, honestly, I'm not sure I can actually note a difference. So what I'll do is I'll leave it on Ultra, because it doesn't seem to make any impact on performance, at least not on my phone. And just for recording purposes, maybe when you're actually not playing but watching a video, it becomes more apparent, or maybe something will change in the future, and then I'll just pick that up. You can change your camera proximity to see your ships more clearly. That certainly goes with the Ultra graphics. You see, the thing is, when I'm playing, I'm not necessarily focusing on looking at my own ship. But I'll be messing around with it a little bit and see if maybe this is good for some nice visuals, and I can use it for some footage for things like cinematics or intros or something. That might be useful. Item names in drop rate detail, I couldn't care less. Account deletion. So this might actually be a compliance thing, because under things like the GDPR, the General Data Protection Regulation from Europe, you have to be able to have your data deleted. So this might actually be a compliance option why this comes in. We have more UI. Update 3 pages much. Okay, so some UI rework. New battle music. I don't generally run with music while I'm playing because I find that it distracts from the voiceover. But so I'm not actually on top of what the battle music is sounding like. So I might try it out at some point. Bug fixes. Bugs are always interesting, but unfortunately it's mostly the bugs that I don't really care about that much. A missing image in respawn mode, some icon overlap, so it's visual tweaks. Missing premium time items in warehouse, yeah, I could imagine that'd be useful to have. And the Black Kamikaze doesn't have battle honors, okay, so that's also sorted. Oh well, let's go to the ship balancing. And this is where my deja vu came in, because I was like, wait a minute, haven't we just done this? I'm not 100% sure. I would have to check the 4.5 update. I'm pretty sure this some of the Soviet ship got buffed, and if I'm not mistaken, the very, very underwhelming first two ships of the gunboat line, of the Japanese gunboat line. So here we are again. The Hatsuharu, which is the first ship on the gunboat line and is very much not a gunboat, has her torpedo range increased, torpedo damage increased, and concealment reduced. Yes, because the first two ships on the gunboat line are torpedo boats. The Shiratsuyu, the second one, same treatment. So yeah, they are now stealthier and have slightly better torpedoes. Yes, because these are torpedo boats. The Yoshino, which I remember to be reasonably powerful to begin with, has gotten her range increased, okay? This is one of those ships that I might actually... This is probably the only sort of super cruiser thing that I might be interested in picking up, if I'm going to be honest with you. But I think I've only played it once or so for a review. But I think it's a good ship. I'm going to have to try that again. The Alaska has gotten a slight HP buff, and the deck armor has been increased a little bit. Now, what does that mean in practice? Don't know. Because 60 millimeters doesn't sound very much. And hopefully it helps a little bit with preventing her from just being obliterated by plunging fire, because the Alaska didn't used to be visible from orbit, but it was the largest man-made object on Earth. But that has been already buffed out. I'm not sure how much of an impact this is going to make against Ohio plunging fire, honestly, or Vermont plunging fire. I don't know. We'll find out. The Anchorage. The Anchorage was a bit underwhelming, I think. And she gets smokes. Now that makes her pretty unique. So if you did pick up an Anchorage, you now have an American smoke cruiser. I mean, sure. That's certainly a unique feature. And a smoke torpedo cruiser. So yeah, I'll take that. Definitely gives her a bit more of a unique appeal. Puerto Rico gets the Alaska treatment with better deck armor. Ohio gets a bit more hit points, although it's not really going to make a difference. And here we go again. And this is where I really had to double check, because yes, they reduced that last time and they're reducing it again. So the Tallinn is now at 12.5 second main battery reload. The Riga has dropped down significantly as well, and has gotten a range buff and has gotten a bow armor increase. Does bow armor increase matter? I'm not sure. Like, the biggest problem in these things, especially in things like the Petro, is battleships. And yeah, maybe. I mean, if you bow... So, if the idea is that you can bow tank a little bit better in these things, but then again, how many shells are you really taking on the bow from a battleship? The bigger problem is the rest of the bloody boat, because these things are huge. So I'm not sure how that will actually practically impact. I'm not going to be retesting the Petro again because, still don't like it. The Nevsky has been buffed as well. So this thing now got the reload down to 6 seconds and the range up to 12.3 kilometers. And this is a ship I might be playing once again just for test purposes to see. And I guess they have been somewhat buffed to see what this, how viable they are, actually. Siegfried gets the scout planes. So we are seeing the scout planes trickling in slowly so far, only through the premiums, I think, but we will see if that shows up anywhere else. The Thunderer, which was, yes, very underwhelming, has better torpedo damage reduction. Yeah, doesn't make a big difference. HE shell penetration increased. That might be quite useful. Especially to actually separate her out from the Conqueror. And she gets one more repair kit. So the Thunderer, I found difficult as a ship. an additional repair kit is definitely going to help with that sort of thing. But my biggest problem was the armor. And the Colbert actually has an engine buff and gets an engine accelerator 4. So given that she's back in the shipyard, this might be an interesting one to play. It's not a huge difference. She's just a bit more maneuverable, and the Colbert is ultra squishy. So yeah, that's a thing you really need to pick up. All right. So all in all, I think the majority of the buffs were around ships that probably deserve it, and yeah, I'll keep an eye on the whole graphics thing and see if it makes a big difference. But then once again, not something I'm necessarily noticing while I'm playing. So yeah, but I'll take it. The 12v12 would be quite interesting to see how that plays out. So, but it is an event mode, so random battles will remain on the 7v7, or these days it's more like 5v5, and that's actually more of a concern for me, because with the current matchmaking, most of the battles I'm playing are 5v5 with 2 bots on each team at this point. Even during busy hours in the server, it's like half the time I get bot battles. And on a 12v12, is that just going to be a bot bonanza? And this is really one of those bugs that I would love to see fixed. Well, not just one. I mean, the bots are just horrendous and horrendously unbalanced in how they behave. So that's something I would really love to see fixed. But maybe one day. Anyway, I think that about wraps it up. So here we go. Major version bump 5.0, and I'm sure there will be teething problems. So I won't be taking too close of a look until probably early in the new year, when some of the more outrageous issues have been sorted out. Because usually after an update, we'll need to wait a little bit until everything has been fixed. Anyway, have a good one. Have a happy new year, and I'll see you all around. Bye bye.